if there's anything that we should have learned about Kendrick Lamar's lyrics by this point, I mean, especially within the last year, within the battle taking place with Euphoria, Meet the Grams, Not Like Us, all these songs, right? Including GNX. By now, we should understand that little lines that Kendrick has that seem like they're just metaphors or seem like they just similes or some crafty, a dope punchline to put together, sometimes are actually him subtly telling you and telling whoever he's trying to get the message across to about what's going to take place and what's about to happen. And sometimes they're so subtle. And that's the thing that Kendrick Lamar has mastered. Sometimes the lines are so subtle that they breeze by you. They breeze by you, right? And we have been figuring this out for a minute. For this last year, all of these songs feel like time capsules because as time goes on, more gets revealed. And then the lyrics in these songs become more prevalent, right? Let me give you all a prime example. First of all, I want to make a whole video on this section of Euphoria because something needs to be said about that. But anyway, let me give you all a prime example of what I'm saying. Headshot for the year, You Better Walk Around Like Daft Punk, right? At first glance, you got to think about from the perception we wore when Euphoria had first dropped, right? We thinking like, okay, yeah, this is a dope bar. He probably finna be dissing Drake for a minute. It's probably going to be a war for him, whatever, right? Everybody had their own perception about this. I don't think anybody foresaw the fact that 2025 was going to be a continuous headshot of a Super Bowl where he performs Not Like Us in front of the whole world, right? And it turns into this incredibly large trend that people all over the world are getting involved in. And now this song about Drake being a somebody who is, you know what I'm saying? Now that is taking place, we starting to realize, wait, not only did he do the Super Bowl doing that, he went and did a stadium tour where this song was the outro across the entire planet. The whole planet. And then he takes a break and is starting the tour again in Mexico today. So this is quite literally a headshot for the year, including him winning 5 Grammys for the song, all this different stuff. This is quite literally a headshot for the entire year, right? Now, with this bar, without realizing what's to come or without understanding what's to come, hindsight is 2020. But now that we look back at this bar, this dude was not playing. He was not playing about that. He was dead serious, right? And that brings me to a whole nother bar in Hey Now, which is crazy because we just broke down Hey Now with my the Black Noah video that I just dropped on Sunday, right? But I was talking to the homie that actually edits those videos. Shout out Visualize Balance. He edits those Sunday videos for me. But yo, we was talking about this bar in the third verse where Dodie Six and Kendrick Lamar are going back and forth, right? And Kendrick has this bar. Shit gets spooky every day in October. Let me see if there's some significance to this torpedo bar. What do they think about this? A torpedo is an enforcer, the guy who puts in work when needed, while J-Cat refers to an intimate who is mentally unstable. All right. Okay. Well, whatever. But anyway, shit gets spooky every day in October, right? We coming up on October in 7 days. Well, 8 days to be exact. We coming up on October in 7 to 8 days. You know what I'm saying? So when you really think about it and you think about that headshot for the year, You Better Walk Around Like Daft Punk in reference to this October bar, who's to say that Kendrick isn't planning something for every day in October? Now, this could be a reach. At first glance, he could just be saying October is the month of Halloween. You know what I'm saying? October is the month of Halloween. But let's talk about the significance of October. And you know what? I'm not even going to get into the astrological significance of October. You know, you got the Aries full moon coming up, the Libra full moon coming up. It's a lot of stuff going down astrologically in October that can really point to a lot of great shifts continuing to push forward, especially in the later half of October. But who's to say that something significant is not going to go down in October, especially when we start thinking about the fact that Kendrick Lamar just restarted the tour and he will still be going worldwide without SZA on this tour. Not to mention that Schoolboy Q and Doechii are about to appear. I think, and Problem, right? Problem had a tweet. I did a video on this. Problem had a tweet where he said it'll all make sense by the fourth quarter of this year, right? Ironically, last year, he had a similar tweet around, I want to say September as well, or August. And then GNX came out in November, which is the fourth quarter of the year, right? We have officially entered the fourth quarter of the year going into October. It's official. So with all of these different subliminals that's been coming out, these different, you know what I'm saying? I would not doubt if something significant is going to happen in October, or if it happens every day of October. I want y'all to think about when GNX had come out, right? I remember when GNX was about to come out. The conversations about a lot of stuff started to die down. Drake was still doing what he's doing now, trying to get back in relevance, etc. But the momentum was kind of like waning. You see what I'm saying? And then this is when Kendrick decided to appear with a new album. I do believe that whenever Kendrick decides to drop, it's gonna be when we have started to have other conversations or can't predict the exact date and boom, boom, it comes out of nowhere, right? And this might not even be a drop. It might not even be a new drop. What if it's just new music videos all throughout until October? Or it could be whatever. This could be new documents being released. You see what I'm saying? This could be more things being exposed about Drake or the people on that side of hip hop who are clearly in unison on this, or still support Drake, even though he's suing and trying to censor free speech within hip hop, right? Who's to say that something significant on that level isn't going to go down in October or go down every single day of October, bruh? I'm starting to think that this might be the case. And even if it isn't every single day of October, I think something is coming in October. We also got to think Drake's birthday is in October. And we all know that Drake decided to drop music on Kendrick Lamar's birthday in, I think it was 2021 or 2022. So who's to say something isn't going to happen on Drake's birthday or whatever? You feel what I'm saying? Kendrick Lamar has this whole boogeyman persona that he hasn't really gotten to lean fully into in the month of October. There's that as well. So who's to say? Like, I don't know, bro. I think the boogeyman persona, this is the perfect time to start getting into the boogeyman persona in October. Like, it really is. But that's just my perspective. I want to know what y'all think in the comments. Let me know if y'all think I'm reaching. We got a few days before we get to see what's going to take place and what's going to be in fruition. It might not be music. It might not be, we don't know. But I do feel like something major is going to happen in October. Shit gets spooky every day in October. That's an extremely specific bar. All right. But like, comment, subscribe, especially if you're new here, especially if you've been here. I love and appreciate every single one of y'all. Also, I got a Discord, right, that I want to get a lot of us into so we can start having more debates and conversations. And I want to start doing games and stuff like that. Yeah, I got a lot of ideas. You see what I'm saying? So if you want to join the Discord, pull up to the Discord. I'll put the link. I'll put the link in the comments. I'll pin the Discord to the comments. So take a look. Join the Discord. Let's get the members up. And yeah, you feel what I'm saying? I think y'all get updates on what I'm about to post, what I'm about to drop. Y'all can give me suggestions of videos y'all want me to do or talk about things y'all want me to talk about. There's a lot of things we can do in the Discord, but yeah, check it out. All right. Appreciate y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, especially if you're new here, especially if you've been here. I'm going to catch y'all.